Mom's not cool. I know nothing. I'm the idiot. So the bad part is when you start believing them and you're like, wait a second. Wait, what did he just say?
So Britney has been pretty active on Instagram recently. And in these past couple of posts, she's talked everything from missing her kids to calling out her family, describing how they deeply hurt her more than they'd ever know. And despite Britney saying how much she missed her kids, Kevin Federline has come out and said that it won't actually affect how much she gets to see her kids even if the conservatorship is terminated. And just real quick before we get into the video, I'm trying to hit 2k by the end of the year, so I'd really appreciate if you hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for any and all support. Okay, back to the video. So Britney posted this a couple of days, a picture of her son, and the caption says, "So bittersweet to see them get older. Why can't they just stay babies forever? They will always be mine." And she even had the courtesy to tag the paparazzi, who are basically the reason that she's in this conservatorship in the first place. So the fact that she still does things like that just shows how much of a good person she really is. And there was 3 pictures she actually posted in this post. It was this one and this one as well. And it's just so sad to know how much she adores her kids, yet they were taken away from her because that was the one and only thing that they could take from her at that point. She had nothing left, so they used that to hit her where it hurt most. And this is one of the more recent pictures she's posted onto her Instagram of the boys, basically saying that they didn't really like having pictures posted of them without them checking it out first. And I get that, they're teenagers, they're concerned about their images. But it was a bit weird that they had this picture posted as well. And this guy in the photo is one of Kevin Federline's friends, who in other pictures has been seen smoking up joints and stuff, and you know, I'm not judging for that, but the fact that Britney had her kids taken away primarily because she was being accused of substance abuse along with other things, and yet her kids are still hanging out with people who do that sort of thing without anyone's questioning or intervening or anything, it just seems so unfair. And with regards to how the custody would change after conservatorship, well, Kevin came out and said that the conservatorship ending wouldn't really affect that. And when the conservatorship was first created, Britney and Federline were back to 50-50 custody over their kids. However, their agreement changed again in September 2019 when K-Fed was given 70% of custody, while Britney was given 30% unsupervised custodial rights. And that change was confirmed by US Weekly in March 2021. And this change was brought on because of the altercation that Jamie had with one of Britney's sons, where things almost got physical, and the son got so scared that he hid in a bedroom and shut his door, and Jamie was kicking and smashing at the door trying to get to the boy. An insider said that she used to have more time with them until Kevin altered their custody agreement after the incident with Jamie. Since then, the boys' visits have been less frequent, the source said. They spend most of their time at their dad's house and have very few visits with their mum, especially overnight ones. They are teenagers now and want to be with their friends, not their parents. It's nothing against Britney, they love and idolise her, and Kevin trusts her. It's just that they're getting older, so when they're not at the main house with Kevin, they're usually out doing the things with their friends. Which is understandable, and I do get that. Like I said, they are just teenagers and want to hang out with their friends and do their own thing at this point. But with regards to the custody agreement, Kevin's lawyer said, if the conservatorship is lifted, I don't view that as to being automatic change of circumstances that is going to change the custody order of the case. The celebrity lawyer explained that there are 2 main reasons why the agreement would remain the same. Spears and Federline have been able to work things out amongst themselves without input from her conservators, and their sons, 16-year-old Sean Preston and 15-year-old Jaden, are old enough to voice what works best for them. Just as the fact that she had a conservator didn't decrease the amount of time she had, it's not going to increase the time if she doesn't have a conservator, he added. Federline and Spears currently have a 70-30 custody agreement in the DJ's favour, although Kaplan told us Britney and Kevin haven't been exercising custody pursuant to the order. It's sort of been what they agreed to. And when Britney first came out on the record saying that she wanted to end the conservatorship without evaluation, Kevin's lawyers came out on his behalf and said if the conservatorship were to end without an exit evaluation, I'm sure that Kevin would at least want to know what the conditions were that gave rise to being prescribed medication, Kaplan previously told us. Kaplan now, however, says that his client will support the probate court decision and will not try to push for an exit evaluation. And I should hope not. I mean, After everything that Britney's been through, does he really think it's in her best interest that she goes under another examination when she pretty much clearly didn't have dementia and wasn't incapable of being her own person and having her own autonomy and being forced into conservatorship in the first place? And you'd think he'd know better to even question that by now. I don't know, maybe I'm being a bit too harsh on him. But the more shocking of posts that Britney has recently put on her Instagram was this one, with 3 roses and a typewriter, and the caption was, "I found my mini typewriter. Don't you find it weird when you jump through hoops to organise trips or set up lunch dates with people that you love only to know that they'll bail on you or leave after 10 minutes? It's humiliating, and it's like every person I've ever opened to immediately says they'll be gone on a trip for 2 weeks after. Okay, I get it. They're only available to me when it's convenient for them. Well, I'm no longer available to any of them now. I don't mind being alone, and actually I'm tired of being this understanding Mother Teresa. If you're rude to me, then I'm done. Peace out. This message is to my family, for hurting me deeper than you'll ever know. I know the conservatorship is about to be over, but I still want justice. I'm only 5'4" and I've played the bigger person my entire life. Do you know how hard that is? P.S. At Camila Cabello, I found my tiny desk too." And I mean, just wow, the fact that she's full on calling out directly, this message is to my family. There's no questioning or doubts or anything now. This is just full on name and shame and dragging them through the dirt, which I am obviously here for. It just sucks so hard that her family, the ones who are meant to be there to love, care and protect her, the ones that have caused her so much pain and suffering, and the fact she says she's been hurting deeper than they'll ever know, kind of shows that they don't give a shit, and they probably don't care to. They just were there for the money and the perks and the fame and everything that came with it. They didn't want to see what was going on with Britney, or even if they did, they turned a blind eye to it because it benefited them. And actually, I'm sure it was the latter. And I feel like there's thousands and thousands of people in her comments who would treat her like a queen and with the respect that she deserves, but that can't really happen, I suppose, because of the whole parasocial relationship, and people could be, be weird, and the fact that it's like a power dynamic because she's famous and they'll probably do anything for her. It's just so upsetting. There's so many people in the world that love her so, so much, yet she's surrounded by these people who just abuse her. There's just so much love for Britney, yet she doesn't get to experience a lot of it because those closest to her just push her down and do everything they can to keep her from feeling happy. But I mean, we are closer than ever from her being free from this conservatorship. I mean, she's literally was flying the other day on Cloud9, and she's been on trips to Hawaii with Sam, and everything with them looks so amazing. And I just hope that she's getting some sort of sense of happiness again and what her life should have been for the past 13 years. Because earlier this month she also said, "I'll just be honest and say I've waited so long to be free from this situation I'm in, and now that it's here, I'm kind of scared to do anything because I'm afraid I'll make a mistake. For so many years I was always told if I succeeded at things, it could end, and it never did. I worked so hard, but now that it's here, it's getting closer and closer to ending. I'm very happy, but there's a lot of things that scare me." Spears also accused the paparazzi of creepy behaviour and chasing her whilst she's driving to schools, and I can only imagine how scary that'd be, like the idea that you might accidentally hit and run over someone, especially because that actually accidentally happened to her mum. She was coming around a corner and a young boy ran out and then actually killed the young boy. So the fact that it's probably very resonates strongly with Britney, and the fact that it could happen, it's not just something that people talk about. So the fact that they're putting her in a position where she could potentially cause someone else harm and make her feel that scared is just, again, so frustrating. And it's like that other video where they drove her to a point where she accidentally crashed into the back of this other car while she was trying to park, and then they posted it all over the media saying that she was crazy because she couldn't drive a car. It's like, you did that.
Getting off?
Yeah, I was gonna go in there, but you guys are parked right there.
Okay. Oh, we'll move.
Just back up, just back up.
You okay?
Hey, trucha, papa. Trucha, papa. No, perdón.
Relax.
Hey,
let her park. Can you
let her
stop,
park,
bro?
man.
Just good. Fine. You got it.
What? No.
We'll check it for you.
Come on, guys. Easy.
You alright though?
No. Come on, come on. Back it up, guys. Back it up.
We'll get them for you.
Let her walk. Come on, please.
Back up.
Sorry about it. Hi, Brit.
Hey, no, man, come back.
Come on, hey, yo.
Come back. Don't put down.
It's not bad. Just... Okay. Let it walk. Let it walk. Look great, girl.
So as you can see in that clip, they just ate up the fact that she'd made a mistake, and they loved the fact that it was like that they drove her to do something crazy, which is exactly what she says here. She says, I don't like that they try to scare me and jump out like they do. It's like they want me to do something crazy, and that's exactly it. They want to be absolved from the blame that is now being placed on them, so they can say, ha, see, she is crazy. It wasn't us that made her end up in the conservatorship. She was crazy all along. So, like I said, I'm fearful of doing something wrong, so I won't be posting much in this world where it's our liberty to be free. It's a shame. I started experiencing that when I got the keys to my car for the first time 4 months ago, and it's been 13 years. She also added about her loathing for California legal system and that how it has allowed her to be placed in a conservatorship for so long. She said, I haven't done anything to be treated the way I have for the past 13 years. I'm disgusted with the system and wish I lived in another country. And I mean, I can't imagine how much resentment you would have for the system that is meant to protect you, who actually caused you so much pain and suffering for so long. It's just unbelievable. But another recent post from Britney was this one where she's actually using her British accent again, and I hate the fact that a lot of people are like, oh no, British Britney is back, this what this means, this was when she started needing the help and everything went downhill. And it's not, it's just her way of coping with the media and poking fun at them. And I think it was kind of like a coping mechanism for all the harassment she was getting. It was like her front. They couldn't get to her if she wasn't being her around them, so she put on this Britishney, and people were only then interacting with that version of her. They're not getting to the real her, so they couldn't damage her real self. And I think it was more of that. And in this video, she also sounds like Moaning Myrtle from Harry Potter. Let me know down in the comments if you think so too.
You know, it's really puzzling to me is all these people are starting to send me all these scripts for my own life, but none of the scripts are even true. Aren't I supposed to play the role in my own life? Madonna also went on Jimmy Fallon as well, and she said people are sending her scripts about the movies about her life, and the scripts aren't even true. What are they thinking? But think about it. I'm 39. Madonna's 60. I'm not dead. What are they thinking?
This kind of says to me at least that she's in contact with Madonna, and they both have maybe talked about how they feel. It's a bit weird. So hopefully she's got some kind of celebrity friends that she can still reach out to. And I think it's kind of, again, just pointing out that people are desperate to get a piece of Britney. They want to make a movie while she's still so relevant, and they want to make their coin off it. And everyone and anyone is willing to do whatever they can to get that. Because even though Perez Hilton has come out and said he's apologised, he also said that he wouldn't have done anything different. And at the time, he actually released this bit of merch, which was a t-shirt with a picture of, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was the late Kurt Cobain. And it said, why couldn't it be Britney? Basically saying, why couldn't Britney have died instead of him? Like, really? And Perez sold this on a t-shirt on his website. And it's like all those other people trying to catch her in every little mistake she did, like driving with a baby on her lap. And she did that to get away from the paparazzi because she felt scared and threatened and was doing what she felt right in the moment. Because she was a protective mother, a new mother with a youngborn, and she was scared. And after that other post we just looked at, where Britney said that she felt like there was a deep injustice and she was really hurt by her family, she then went on to say, I'm only 5'4" and I have played the bigger person my whole life. Do you know how hard that is? Britney Spears. So she's basically just quoting herself, which I love. And then another post after that, she was like, fuck normal, I want magic. I think that plays into the whole thing that Britney really loves, the idea of a fairy tale. I think that's why she was so disappointed that her marriage her first relationship with Justin Timberlake didn't work out. I think it hit her hard that it wasn't her first love and it didn't go where she thought it would. But then she also posted this video of her dancing with the caption, "Messing around last Sunday, it's me dancing to Janet Jackson while she's saying give me some more," which I think is kind of a callback to how both her and Janet were victims basically of the misogynistic hate that kind of Justin Timberlake brought upon them. The whole clothing scandal with Janet Jackson, and of course how Justin apparently took Britney's virginity and all of that, and how Justin went around basically boasting about it. And despite this clearly, according to Britney being her first time having any sort of sexual relationship, she was seen as the slut for going back on her word where she originally said that she was going to wait until marriage. And it's like, well, it's none of anyone else's business. So Justin has gone around, presumably he's saying this wasn't his first time, so the fact that he's had sex more than Britney and yet she's been called a slut, it's just, alright, it gets me so mad. But sorry for that tangent, back to the actual post. The ending of that caption just said, "PS, just gonna stand there and hear me cry? That's alright, cause I love the way you lie." And that's kind of a play on Rihanna's song Love the Way You Lie, which is just gonna stand there and watch me burn. So yeah, I think that's just again calling out her family. Like, they knew that she was hurt, they knew she was upset, but they did nothing. They stood there and watched it all happen with a smile on their face. And another post that Britney had made on her Instagram recently was this one, where it says, "Funny thing about getting older, your eyesight starts getting weaker, but your ability to see through people's bullshit gets much better." And I think, again, straight call out to the family. Probably more so Jamie Lynn with all of her bullshit media statements of how she misses her sister, and she's obviously been there for her behind the scenes, and how she was her sister before there was a hashtag. Oh, girl, get real. We all know that that isn't true. Insiders come out have said it, and Britney has basically come out and said it herself that you turned her back on it. That's what she said in one of her previous captions. So quit lying or stay quiet, girl. But that's everything I have for you in this video with regards to anything that Britney had posted on her Instagram this week. And let me know if you want to see anything particular in the next video, whether you're up for more Britney stuff or you want something new. There's still quite a lot going on with Britney, obviously, with the hearing coming up on the 12th of November. And yeah, I'm looking forward to, like, fingers crossed, everything on me is crossed that she is able to get out of this. And I just hope that she's able to kind of not push herself too quickly in terms of, because, you know, she said that she's scared and nervous of making a mistake, and I think she needs to realise that mistakes are normal, and she hasn't had that opportunity to actually make mistakes and learn from those mistakes, because those, like, civil rights and freedom rights were taken away from her whilst being in this conservatorship. They, like, took every civil liberty she had and reduced it down to more than, well, less than a child, because at least they have some sort of autonomy. She wasn't allowed to send emails, she wasn't allowed to drive, she wasn't allowed to have her own phone. It's just maddening, and it's just, I can only imagine how much resentment and anger she must have built up in her, yet she doesn't seem to show that. So I think it's just a testament to how well Britney is grounded and just how sweet and kind and forgiving she is. And I think her religion probably has a lot to play with how much she's able to forgive and move on. I think she's also said that her kids and her faith has saved her a lot of the times where she's probably been at her worst. And I think one thing to point out is that Jamie was raised in a family of abuse. His father abused him and all of his siblings, and unfortunately Jamie's mother committed suicide because of how much abuse there was being brought towards her, and Jamie's carried that forth. That's what he learned, so the cycle of abuse continues. Hurt people, and it's just a testament to Britney, the fact that she was able to break free from that. She didn't carry on that cycle of abuse. She was brought up and surrounded by it all, yet she somehow knew that that wasn't normal, and she was able to break free from that and start a new legacy for her and her sons, which was only based on kindness, care and love. And I think that's again why so many people look up to Britney and idolise her, because she's been so grounded throughout the entirety of her career, like, despite everything that she's gone through. And it's just a testament to her character. Sorry about that little ramble there at the end. I think it just, you know, it's just so heartbreaking to see someone so nice and so pure just get ruined by everyone and everything around her. But I'm trying to hit 2K by the end of the year, so I'd really appreciate if you hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you around next time. Thank you so much. Bye.
Say what you wanna say to me now.